Dude, every resentment, every instance in his life is fueled by a narcissistic desire and just petty resentments that he's had. I'm saying it. Meanwhile, we are going to be watching Kanye West talk to Lex Fridman.
A conversation with Ye, the legendary artist, producer, and designer formerly known as Kanye West, on this, the Lex Fridman Podcast. What do you feel about another attack, another painful thing? I imagine super painful is Balenciaga pulling. You had a really close relationship and friendship with their creative director. Like, how do you feel about all of it?
I told you I sang the song. I'll sing another song from one of my mentors, Future. I never feel pain. I done felt too much pain. Like, there was a day where I was headed to Nashville to meet with George Farmer, who is the CEO of Parla, the day when we made the announcement. At that same day, Balenciaga was taking my imagery off of their site, and the Drink Champs was being taken down.
I respect Muslims, but I don't like people disrespecting Christians when you have no idea what we have been going through, and the true Muslim really believe Christianity. They just can't because they are truly enslaved. Do not ban this one. This one is unhinged, mods. I want to see, I want updates from that one, okay? No. I want updates from that one. That one seems, that's a good pet. We keep those. Sorry, let's keep going.
And I said, this is the happiest day of my life. I love cutting the grass low. People wasn't really with you. They was part-time. People switch up when it's wartime. I'd rather have people who are really with me and not people who are just trying to use me.
Listen, as a friend.
Bro, people need to like fucking literally like pull him aside and be like, dude, like you think you're in war. Sure, you are. But you're launching at like the wrong enemy. Okay, you're engaging in war with like an entire group of people for no fucking reason. Okay, there are such things as like unjustifiable wars. Okay, when you're so unhinged you don't get banned. Damn, I hope I never reach that level of brain rot. No, it's the best, dude.
Friend,
only if it's unique.
If somebody cares for you, you have to be really careful by the people, by all people, always. The people that are going to be try to be close to you now. You don't know if you can trust them anymore.
With the Balenciaga, I have more to say about it, though.
Yeah. Please.
Let's do this. Yeah. Demna will still work for Ye someday. And this is just speeding the process up.
Have you talked? Can you share if you've talked?
Yes, I talked to Demna. This is like, we're kindred spirits. None of this can keep us away from each other. I brought Demna to Gap to be able to bring the best product in the world. At that time, I wanted to go under $100. Now I'm like, okay, we're going to go $20 a product. I brought Demna in to engineer. That's why I said engineered by Balenciaga, Yeezy Gap engineered by Balenciaga, to engineer the best product for the people that they say are at the bottom of the Maslow hierarchy of need chart. They're at the bottom of the pyramid, right? So Gap didn't want that. Balenciaga didn't want that. Our agendas were not aligned. I was brought in to the Gap for political reasons and influence, like a Virgil, like a George Floyd. When popular celebrities are brought into Fortune 500 companies, it's not to raise the stock. It's to strengthen the position and influence. And it's...
Bro, like George Floyd. Okay. Don't mention George Floyd in that situation. Just mention yourself, mention Virgil Abloh, and then say companies want to sell and cater to black people, and capitalist corporations will use famous, iconic black celebrities for that. And then you have a decent point. Okay? companies do not care about black people. They just want to use black people to sell to other black people. And then that's fine. And then they use it as like brownie points. And it's true and it's fine. That has nothing to do with Jews. That has nothing to do with George Floyd. I don't know why the fuck he's like upset. Okay, let's just keep going.
Definitely not to be out here letting a nigga think he's Steve Jobs.
Yeah, there's people like that. But you, as a great man, a visionary, your job is to understand that game and be one step ahead.
Well, that's why I'm telling them. That relationship, you know, some relationships only last for a summer.
Yeah.
You know, some last for a year. The relationship ran its course. You know, in that relationship, I invested a lot of my social capital and actual capital. I spent somewhere between $5 to $10 million personally on Balenciaga. How much money do you think Balenciaga had paid me in the past 2 years?
Kind have a question for you. I'd rather have brain rot than talking shit about the guy feeding you right now in a spiritual war. You're a moron. So curious. Are you confused? Are you Jewish or Muslim? Because I think you have an identity crisis. Guys, don't ban this man from heaven so I can drop his ass when he's on high. Yo, this guy's fucking sick. Dude, come on. This is why I didn't want to ban this motherfucker. He's spitting, dude. Bars. Hey, dude, keep doing you. Okay? It's so patronizing too, like the way that evangelicals treat others is so like, I'm here for your salvation even if you don't want it for yourself. It's like, bro, you're literally like you sound crazy. I know you think that probably solidifies your position more because you're like, everyone's crazy. Only I'm the fucking non-sinner here. But goddamn, dude.
Just take a really wild guess. A really wild.
Less than that?
Just take a super wild one. Just go to the furthest extent of your imagination.
1.2 million.
Lower.
Steven Seaman?
500,000.
Lower.
0.
0.
All right.
And actually, 2 weeks ago, I paid out of Saint's account $862,000, not in clothes for me from Balenciaga from the store, in royalties to Balenciaga, where the deal had been engineered where I was coming out of my pocket. So last year I paid Demna $3 million to design the collection, right? And we got it out of the Gap marketing fund. And he was going to deliver 160 SKUs or 120 SKUs. 100 SKUs are separate items of clothing. Styles of clothing. So he ended up delivering about 60. I feel like we're on the people's court because we actually are, right? We're in the court of public opinion. So he delivered about 60. There were all kinds of people that were working. Part of the reason why I had to get Demna, like I didn't want to have to I wanted to compete with him. I didn't want to have to like get him. You know, when I made Stronger, I did it to compete with Timbaland and Justin Timberlake because my fiance at that time liked Justin Timberlake just a little bit too much. So.
Oh my God, bro. What? Dude, every resentment, every instance in his life is fueled by a narcissistic desire and just petty resentments that he's had, worried about like someone else out competing him sexually. That's crazy, which is inherently the most conservative thing you can do. Being a cuck is literally at the heart of like 90% of conservative frustrations. Oh, immigrants are going to come here and they're going to outcompete us. You know what I mean? They're going to be dancing and our wives are going to want to fuck them. I don't want that. It's literally, it's that. He is so cuck-pilled, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
So I made it to compete. And then we had the song out. It's #1 on Apple. It's blowing up. I play it in a club and it sounds muddy. It doesn't sound the way Sexy Back sounded in the club. So I go to Pharrell Williams to do the drums, and it doesn't, it sounds like a different record. I know it can't be a different record because I'm like, I'm going to swap it out on radio, right? Then I go to Swiss Beats. It sounds like a different record. I go to Timberland, the person who did Sexy Back, and
Bro, this motherfucker straight sounds like Kanye right now. You can do a whole article on me. I'll come on your show, and if you're not racist against white people, oh, well, my friend, I don't know if you know this, but yeah, that's going to be awkward, dude. Yeah, that's me with short hair. Damn, Kotaku could not have used the worst photo of me, by the way. Holy shit. That's a little awkward. Okay, let's continue.
He did it in 5 minutes. And then
that chatter follows 250 people. 5 of them are men. Oh, no. Hey, you ain't seen the pearly gates, dog. You are not going to heaven with that kind of follow list, my friend. Let's be real. We know what you're doing. Oh, no. We know what you're doing, you menace. The most thirst follow list I've ever seen. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dude, listen. Follow the light of Allah and you know, repent.
Spent the rest of the hour talking about how nobody could have done it except for him. Running around the studio. I'm the best. No one could have. That's why he had to go to me. He had to go to the king.
Well, he had a point, right?
He had a point, right? So
what makes us sound muddy? Is it the beat?
It was in the drums. It was something that Timberland had in those drums. Like, now, watch this. I said I'm going DEFCON 3, right? And the actual, I spelled.
Bro, is he about to say that it was like a Jewish sound engineer that fucked this shit up or something? Because I'm going to fucking lose it.
Wrong. I have a tendency to do that. I'm not quite John Legend, tight sweater level, spelling bee level. So I feel a parallel to me going to Timberland to when I said, hey, you as an engineer, I need to work with you as an engineer that is Jewish to look at these contracts and what my people, not just black people, let's say artists, are dealing with in our contracts. These contracts need to be fixed.
You didn't pre-watch.
Everyone can be so mad at the messenger, right? Yay, you said it the wrong way. You're offensive. You're like Hitler now because you said it. You said this out loud. But it does not, you weren't getting enough sleep. All this shit does not negate the fact that we do have, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, but it's just the music industry. Like, there's a lot of hate that was created by just saying that, you know?
But you're saying what is just is everything to me.
Shut the fuck up about the echo. 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 I just turned on Austin's fucking microphone. Wait, is there still an echo? I don't get it. It's gone, right? God damn, y'all are so fucking annoying immediately, dude. Even that echo was most likely just like a tiny fucking baby bit that you were hearing because Austin's microphone had no noise gate. Calm down.
Me, right?
Yeah.
One person can mean everything to me, right?
And for George Bush, winning an election was everything. And then when you said George Bush doesn't care about black people, that you woke him up. You woke the people up to the fact that he was narrowly being selfish. There's a sense to which you're being corrupted by your own greatness. That you're focusing too much on the industry that you've made great, that you've rose to the very top. One of the richest artists in history, one of the greatest designers.
I am the richest artist in history.
Oh,
probably the richest artist in history.
He's giving him credit and he's correcting the record.
Yeah,
they say the funny thing is they're like, oh,
Jesus
richest
Christ.
black person, like, oh, also richest actor.
I don't think that's true, but it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, it doesn't matter. He is so fucking high off that capitalism sauce, dude. It's just like when you come for his net worth, he says he claims it's like a personal slight. Like, he makes it seem as though that is somehow slighting his moral fabric, his character, his personality, his everything. It's crazy.
Richest musician, richest fashion designer. Like, it's a bunch of riches in that one. You know what I'm saying? It's like richer than Ralph Lauren, like richer than Armani, like richest, like of that, but still low. Like, because where do you put that? You know, like on the totem. Because I don't even want to.
Man's bank account isn't everything. I would say you and I are equal in a certain deep sense. No matter what the bank account.
Shut up, broke boy. Lex, you don't have Kanye money, bitch. Okay, now I'm on Kanye's side. Broke boy. Fucking, dude, money isn't everything? Yeah, okay, dude.
It says.
Vroom, 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 vroom. So, I wanted to give you some theme music for your moments.
It sounded a little muddy.
Let me give you the Timberland version.
Yeah. Thank you.
But okay.
Play that at the club.
So the other thing about, like, say, like Balenciaga.
He didn't even respond. God damn it. Have a conversation, man. Holy shit. It's just him ranting and then Lex every now and then, like, interfering and just trying to get more sense out of him, and then him just not responding to it and moving on to it, whatever the fuck he wants to talk about.
Is Demna will work with Ye someday, and for Cedric and for Francois Pinault, and Salma is a beautiful human being.
What?
Talking about
5 years from now.
The designer behind Balenciaga, who he worked with the Gap collection when he like put together Gap and Balenciaga.
Know the name Ye?
You will never be able to fucking no. He doesn't give any sort of. He doesn't actually
give any backstory.
He doesn't actually give context or backstory to anything. He just says shit. I just know a lot about the background, which is why I'm trying to like describe it. You do need a lore master. He's just deranged. He's just fucking going on random tangents.
How do you even end up on this podcast?
Things that we did.
I do think that he ended up on this podcast possibly because of Elon. But
you can invite him on Fear End.
I would love to.
Balenciaga's not going to make it onto your questions. Would you, as a gambling man, would you bet on that?
I would bet on that. I can see it in your eyes. Let me ask you.
So it was sad. It was actually a sad day for me, not for me, but more for Balenciaga. I just when I heard that, I was just like, oh, shame.
Let me ask you a silly question, just about Demna. I read something that you two talked about, like buttons, for a few hours.
That might.
Yeah, most normal Kanye dick riding. Look, he made graduation. How is it hard to defend him? Easiest thing of my life. Anti-Semitism is bad. Graduation is better than the bad in anti-Semitism.
And they ratioed them too.
Yeah, I mean, it was TikTok.
Jesus.
Not exactly the brain trust, okay? Not exactly the best ideas are going on in the comment section of a TikTok at any given moment.
My gumdrop buttons?
Just in that accent.
Me and Dim only speak in Shrek.
What's your philosophy with which you approach design? You are one of the great fashion designers of our time. How do you think about it? Do you have a philosophy?
You know what I like about the zipper is the zipper hoodie replaces the dress shirt. Because you could get on your douchebag shit and like unzip it and give it a little bit of, that type of look. And
which is the douchebag?
Like when the douchebags that go to Vegas and unbutton their dress shirt.
Yeah.
And the problem with the pullover hoodie is
I do that. I'm not a douchebag
thing where you unbutton it, but then still get the stomach. Because the thing is, the ultimate look would be like, military tank pullover hoodie, and if you get a little hot, you take off the hoodie, but you're like crazy in shape.
Mm-hmm. So it gives you that flexibility.
Oh, it kind of hides it.
Yeah, it's giving the zipper's giving some flexibility, and it's like maybe you want to keep your jacket on. Like it's considered like a hoodie to be like a jacket. If you want to keep your jacket on, then you might want to do this as opposed to pulling it all the way off.
Yeah.
So and it's just comfort, but then you get, okay, can I do a jogging pant on this with elasticity. Now, people argue about climate, where we are with the climate. I take a responsibility as being the most influential designer of all time to
what?
To say we're going to use biodegradable clothing. Now, the
What?
issue there is
Are we talking about?
the elastic is
He just
not
claimed he was the
biodegradable.
most influential
So
person.
that means
in
it's
reducing
actually
the carbon
better to
footprint of
use
biodegradable
jeans
clothing.
and a belt than to have an elastic waistband.
What is he
Because
talking
elastic
about?
waistband is not.
Austin, will it shock you if I tell you that that is the least unhinged thing he's said thus far?
Has this been an hour and a half of this?
It's been like 4 hours more like because I keep pausing.
Jesus Christ.
God
Damn, people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, it's just a sequence of like Kanye West's like greatest, most unhinged moments. If we're being real, that's mostly what this has been so far.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I think this is a good segue here. I just wanted to say bye, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, you're leaving?
Yeah, because I got to go to dinner.
All right.
See you in a week.
Here, I got to open the door for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Biodegradable. So I use the planet as the future of the planet is a big piece of the way I engineer and the way we talk about where designs are going.
The constraints on your design and engineering is given by the planet, by the future of the planet.
Yes. That could almost make Jewish people like me again.
What the fuck? Dude, just don't mention
Every time you say Jewish people,
yeah,
I
just don't.
think I've been maybe reading a little too much about warlords.
Dude, no. Lex Fridman is 100% correct. Something that I would not say normally. Okay? He is 100% correct that like every time Kanye West says Jewish people, it's just like, don't do it. Don't do it. He thinks it's fucking cute to be anti-Semitic. Yeah, it's just like he already lost that. Like he can't do that.
Or two, but man, I'd recommend you listen to some audiobooks or read some books on the Holocaust because like it's heavy. It's heavy. It will put into context the impact of your words.
Would you read books on the current Holocaust that Black people are in?
No, I mean I read.
What have you read about abortion?
I've read a lot of short form writing, and I've listened to a lot of debates because it's really humbling that the question of when does life begin is a really difficult question for me as an engineer and scientist. It's a philosophical question.
I mean, we could just go on population control, not like
He's right. No. It's not. If you come on. The reality is that obviously there's never going to be a consensus on any like matter that pertains to philosophy. But the reality is, yes, of course, where life begins is not an easy question to answer. Come the fuck on. If you've ever taken any kind of introductory philosophy course or any sort of philosophy course whatsoever, you already know that. It is virtually impossible to answer, which is why I always tell you, don't talk about that. There is no reason to talk about that. That's not how you cut policy. Policy is not cut on philosophical underpinnings, okay? That's not how that works. Policy is cut on the impact of real human beings' lives, okay? That's how you do it. That's the reason why I always tell you, don't fucking debate that conversation whatsoever, because it's always going to lock you into a straw man, or it's always going to lock you into an unmanageable position, okay? And that's not the reason. The reason for the abortion conversation does not hinge on that. Like, they don't even have a philosophical conversation around where life begins when abortion, like anti-abortion activists are fucking advocating for it. They already talk about life as though it is definitely beginning at conception because they claim that it's in the fucking Bible. Okay? So when he says it is difficult to have that conversation, or to think about that, he's right. It is difficult, okay? The philosophical underpinnings of where life begins might be a difficult conversation to have. It might be a complex conversation with a lot of nuance, one that you will never truly arrive at an answer for. But the conversation around abortion is not about that. The conversation around abortion is about the female bodily autonomy. Okay? That's it. And that is not a difficult conversation to have. That's an easy conversation to have. Women should have autonomy over their own bodies. Okay? That's it. That's it. Okay? It's simple. A to B. Don't ever try to engage in like a quick form back and forth debate. Don't try to engage in it from a philosophical point of view, because the other side is never going to do that. They already have the philosophy down because they're landing on the Bible. Okay?
Like, if abortion is right or wrong, we could say factually the clinics were made by eugenics for population control, and it is controlling the population, as is the never being.
No. Faygold is saying black women, like Faygold is saying that is what Kanye's understanding of abortion is. Calm down, guys. A 25-month subscriber did not fucking say that unironically. And they're right. They're saying that like Kanye personally believes that like black women are too stupid to have no autonomy, have no decision-making processes, and are being controlled by population control. People that want to control the population.
And given a 40 acres and a mule, so you don't have the opportunity. And when the people that do have the opportunity are separated from our people, our tribe, and placed in suburban communities next to, as Chris Rocco put it, the dentist, and, whitewashed and made to shut the fuck up and, vote left or whatever, is supposed to do when we make it, as opposed to saying, okay, we're building.
I've never heard him say the hard R this much. Like, on his conservative arc, he's been dropping the hard R like way more frequently. It's kind of, it is weird.
Schools, we're building up choirs, we're building up our own leagues, basketball teams, our own factories. We started the first sportswear factory in America since World War II.
Why is it weird if he has a listen to say it? You mean a license to say it? I mean, of course, I'm not going to be like, oh, man, he can't say it. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. But the way he's saying it, especially the way he's saying it and everything else contextually around what he is saying is anti-black. So, it makes it seem racist coming even from him, a black man. That was my point. And I think that's the point that even is echoed by a lot of people in the chat as well. Black people say it ironically all the time, man. No, I know. I'm just saying that I've never heard him say it this much. Hasan should read Champagne Poppy. Hasan should just change his channel name to I'm Offended. Motherfucker, I don't give a shit. You idiot. Also, you can be offended. Like, there's nothing wrong with being offended. Conservatives get offended at everything all the fucking time. Conservatives get offended at the concept of, miscegenation. You know what I mean? Like, people that are in a loving relationship. Conservatives get offended at the idea of marginalized groups having civil liberties. The fuck do you mean? Oh, son, I'm offended all the time. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Yeah, if you're going to be offended all the time, at least be offended at the right things. You know what I mean? Be offended at the stupidity of people. Be offended at the top of the hour ad break. Because sometimes when the top of the hour ad break comes, you don't have a fucking $5 a month subscription. And you're just sitting there and you're waiting for it. And you're like, I know it's going to come. When is he going to do the segue? Then you're cooked. You're going to watch the ad right now. Here it is. Wardle Turtle. Thank you for the 10 gifted.
Was actually
Tommy Cool. Thank you for the 25.
This factory I put in Cody. So, I'm 45 years old. We're on this journey right now. It's the other thing about this. It's like, people just in general, they love me so much. I'm like actually a hard guy to really hate for a long period of time, just because of like my huge cock. And
that's what I noticed. I didn't understand why you showed it to me when we first met, but now I understand.
Oh my God, Resnex, thank you for the 5. Miami Pat, thank you for the 5. Bro, he's got penis on the mind, brother. That was weird.
Yeah,
it's very nice. Congratulations. I know you don't talk about it, but your hat does say 24.
Yeah.
If you run for president, what kind of ideas would you represent?
Mr. Q-Bob, thank you for the 5 gifted.
That we're beings with engineering opportunities. I would represent
Okay. What?
Just as you served a platform here, there's something that happened on my life.
He's like, fuck, how do I tie this back to Jews right now? He's like, he just short-circuited a little bit. He was like, fuck, man, how am I going to, I got to think about this real quick.
Last run that I know was brilliant. It was noisy, but it was brilliant. I had one rally, and in the rally, I just let people come up and I gave them a platform. It's our responsibility to listen to the pain and hear the pain and understand. Even when—
Wait, I got to pause this for a second. Someone said, Kanye used the N-word with a hard R to disparage black people, not ironically. Kanye used the N-word to disparage other black people, like he's definitely not being ironic like the other chatter suggested. No, he is being ironic, but his irony is still, in that situation, if you look past the irony, he is still using that as a way to disparage black people. Yes. Like, he's using it in the ironic way for sure still. Because he's claiming, like, you know, liberals are the real racists that say, the N-word with a hard R can't wear the MAGA hat. But the overarching statement behind that is still that, like, in order to break through that monolith, you have to be a Republican and a racist. And that resentment is still there, yes. It's the same shit Candace Owens does, by the way. Like, identical.
When we're the ones that cause the pain, like with my tweet. It's my responsibility to hear you and understand why you feel like that. But it's our responsibility as a people to understand each other.
To give people a voice.
People need the voice. And even right now, what I'm doing or how God is using me, I'm showing where our voices are being muted. There's professors that are actually intelligent, actually have multiple degrees that have been canceled from their schools.
Oh,
and they don't have a music industry or a fan base or shoe design.
Bro, he knows his audience, bro. He knows. No. He's too, bro, he has too much clarity to, like, for anyone to be like, oh man, well, maybe Kanye's like manic here. Yo, that statement right there alone makes all the other, like, anti-Semitic shit way more damning. Okay, bro, he just, what, you think he doesn't know about the fucking, the Lex Fridman podcast? You think he just, like, dropped that for no reason? Come on, dude.
Or a smoking hot ex-wife to complain about. They've just got the truth of what they saw and what they dedicated to this country and to education that has been muted by schools that have been taken over with an agenda. And so you want the brightest minds to be these professors, and then you mute them and they have nowhere to go. And you might get a guy now that went from being someone's favorite professor to he's working at Starbucks like he was back at school or like he was back in high school.
So even if that voice is about anger and hate, it still deserves to be heard.
Yeah, it deserves to be heard. And we deserve to ask why. You know, like you have to ask why. I just feel like I feel like that is sympathize with Mr. Hugecock. I'm just saying that
What?
it just needs to be.
You should change that to your name on Twitter while you're still allowed on there.
Yeah. Do you think that would get censored? I feel like they definitely cut it down some inches. I'm pointing out this. I'm pointing out this truth. Now I'm serious. This is not a Christian thing, right? And I wonder right there when I say these jokes, is it something that because I do feel like laughter is the key, engineering and laughter, right, is the key to peace. Like when I go get my teeth cleaned and I have the nitrous, there's something that I want to go and hug Chris Jenner. I want to go and hug Corey Gamble. I want to go and hug, Howard Stern. No one wants to hug Howard Stern. I mean, but just if one.
No. I would love to see you two hug it out and make up, even though all the shit talking back and forth.
What about talking it out, or is he going to be screaming at me?
Yeah, judgmental and that kind of stuff. No, I hope there's love there.
The thing is, I think Howard's just jealous.
Yeah,
not just jealous of my cock. He's also he's jealous that I started my campaign earlier than him.
Bro, where is the cock thing coming from? Dude, that's so strange, man. Why does he keep saying like that's so odd? Yo, he heard Charlemagne the God. Like, well, he probably heard it the first time around, but like, now that it's like coming out again and they're rehashing that's the reason why he must be talking about his cock a lot, right? For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about Charlemagne the God exposing Kanye West alongside Andrew Schultz, as a matter of fact, where apparently Kanye called Charlemagne the God and was like, you have to fucking attack Pete Davidson, and yelled at him on a phone call saying like, a white boy with a 10-inch penis is fucking my wife and you won't, like, you say you're for the culture. I'm going to be honest though, like, even if he has a fucking massive one, okay? Even if Kanye West has a massive penis, he has talked about Pete Davidson so much that, like, it doesn't even fucking matter at this point. Like, no one will believe him unless he just straight up shows it. You know what I mean? Yeah, he probably has an artistic 7. No, we know what area. No, we know how big Pete Davidson is. We don't know how big Kanye's is. That's what I was saying.
You got to let go of that jealousy.
You got to let go of that jealousy, Howard. You got to
Howard and everybody else. Jealousy is a natural human thing, man.
I wonder, just as a Christian, right, when I joke and say this stuff, it's like, am I being disobedient to God? Because as a boss, right, I'll talk to an employee and I'll be like, why didn't you just listen? Because I've got the bigger plan, right? So it's like me talking to God. Were there things that I did in this interview that were disobedient to God? And for those things, I pray and I repent for anything that I've said that was disobedient to God.
But humor is not one of them. Joking I feel like humor is the way we avoid so much suffering in the world. It's the way it's like a catalyst for love. Like, it's a way to, people that have gone through some of the darkest trauma that I've ever met through war. I just came back from Ukraine. They're laughing. They're making jokes. That's the best way to deal with dark times. I don't know what it is about, like, humans. I feel like humor, that's the best way to socially engineer a good future, I think, is humor. Not taking shit too seriously. That's the problem with censorship. One of the things that really suffer is humor. Jokes. Maybe going too far in the jokes. You mentioned Anthony Jeselnik. That guy goes hard. That guy goes really hard, and it's great. He crosses all the lines, and that's why he's a genius. And that's what people feels refreshing when he does it. I don't know what it is.
But then it's like hurtful when I do it. But I'll tell you something that was interesting. I'm pretty sure Anthony doesn't like, sorry for the assumption, but just most comedians I know didn't vote for Trump.
That's interesting.
Not saying there aren't comedians that did, but just the ones I know, because I live in California, right?
But
I don't think Kanye West has ever joked about, like, when he's talking about Jewish people, he seems dead serious. Like, not to be that guy, but the guy who's like, jokes are inappropriate. Like, yeah, I don't think he's like, I don't think he's joking at all.